Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pizza Time Chronicles. It is time to get lost in the pizza sauce. Everybody, you already know I only bring the best when it comes to the Pizza Time Chronicles. And today I have my very wonderful guest, Lady Purple herself, Lynda Joice. How are you doing today?
Good evening, Gio. I'm doing wonderful. I'm inside. It's cold out there, so I'm doing great because I'm inside here.
Yes, it is very cold. If I stepped outside, you call me cold pizza. But everybody, Lynda, let everybody know who you are.
Okay, Lynda Joice, aka Lady Purple from Philadelphia. I'm a playwright and an educator, organizer of youth events, owner of the Vision Production Incorporation, teacher of adult Christian classes, survivor of depression, advocate against bullying. Been writing since the age of 11. Goal to bring awareness to bullying, uses theater, performing arts, and music to inspire, encourage, and build confidence. I teach and I enhance skills in writing, acting, components of behind the scenes in theater. Bestseller author, co-author of 3 collaborations, Stiletto Stand Diaries, What is a Courageous Woman, Prayer Can Change Everything, published author of Surviving on Broken Pieces, 2 award recipient winner of Christian literature, maker of meditation candles. Ahead, I have 3 published books, Secrets of an Angel, Collision is Just a Test, A Skating Parties production, and Strike Oppose is the next production I'm working on. So that's basically majority of who I am and what I do.
A woman of many blessings and someone who inspires
Absolutely.
me because I'm inspiring to be a bestseller myself.
Yes, you will be.
Yes, I will be. I
Yes, you
believe
will
it
be.
now.
I
But
believe it.
yes, it's gonna happen. Everybody, February 26th, if you're not doing nothing at noon, just let me know. I may have something for you to do. But Lynda, this is about you. You're a woman of many blessings. Obviously writing has a huge influence in your life.
It
What does
does.
what does writing mean to you?
Writing is one of my best friends. It's a person to me. I molded and created to be what I want it to be. The imagination that I use also is very therapeutic. It's been my friend for over 40 years. We get along pretty well. So I use it also to encourage it and inspire and bring things to the fold where people can really glean from it. That's what writing is to me. That's what writing is. Very prominent in my life. I can't and don't want to try to do anything without it.
Writing is powerful, and
Yes, it is.
it evokes emotion not only from the writer but the reader. Like you said, you want to encourage and inspire, and I understand you do work with the youth. Um, can you tell me a little bit more about that? How do you feel? How do you feel working with the youth, and what pride does it bring you?
Um, I feel like most youth are our future. And just like I came here fresh, I feel as though that they need leadership. And I think they need positive leadership. They need people who understand, but also people who listen. Don't just bombard them with what we think they should do, what we think they should have, but listen to them. I've been working with young people since I was a teenager myself, helping with teaching them to read. I was a tutor, and it grew more and more with directing the choir, young people's choir. I'm a Christian, and I grew up in church. So being with the young people has been a prominent and very focal point in my life because I find that they are so important and they need us. They need love. They need time. They need attention. They need support. And that's what they mean to me. That's what they mean to me.
When I hear young voices, I think growth. I really think the future, because the things that just come out their mouth, and some of it's silly, some of it's inappropriate, most of the time it's inappropriate, but when they're really serious. And I remember a time where, I was working the Olive Boys and Girls Club, and they're very important to cities like
Mhm.
Philadelphia and Reading and other cities that demonstrate need. Um, when you look at the Olive Boys and Girls Club, and when I was working there, I was with students, and this student who was in the second grade, everybody was asking what they want to be, and some people wanted to be doctors, some people wanted to be lawyers. What we're conditioned to listen to. Some of the typical answers. Someone said they wanted to be a Pop Tart. Again, this is some of the crazy things that young people say. Well, young kids love to say. But there was that second grader that said, "I want to be a business owner." And it
Mm.
absolutely surprised me. And I said, "Why do you want to be a business owner out of all the things?" And she told me, because mommy was a business owner.
Right, right, right.
So what you're doing right now, Linda, is so important, because with you being a bestseller author, taking on so many blessings, the young people are only looking at what you're doing. And they're like, maybe they say, "I want to be like Lady Purple. I want to be like Linda." So Linda, I gotta commend you for what you're doing right now, because you're doing amazing things. And I was so blessed to meet you in person. Um, when you messaged me, I want to be on a Pizza Time Chronicles. I was like, I need to have you on a Pizza Time Chronicles. The platform needs you. It's not even a question. It's not even a doubt. We need Lady Purple on the Pizza Time Chronicles. And obviously, how do you feel with everything you've been blessed with? How do you feel as a person that you are contributing to this world?
I'm amazed. I'm amazed, but it gives me encouragement, the outcome of, so the more that I see how it is a blessing, the more it ushers me to continue. It's not an easy thing, Gio. I'm gonna tell you that. It's not an easy thing. Sometimes people don't see the outcome. I'm a very unique person, not just the fact that my hair is purple, because this is really my real hair. This is not a wig, this is actually my hair. And I do things that I feel would draw young people in, because I am different. I'm 61 years old, so I'm not the average 61-year-old. I'm not old, but I can relate. And I think, like you were saying, how, they say inappropriate things. Sometimes they say inappropriate things because that's the only way they know how to express themselves. Sometimes they weren't taught anything else.
Correct.
So whatever is in them, whatever their surrounding is, whatever their environment is what comes out of them. And it takes people to understand, to listen to them, even though it may be inappropriate. But then that's where we come in too, to cultivate the balance, because maybe it may be appropriate, but depending on the setting, if they're taught, well, we don't do that right now. We know it's a chill time, but still, let's be appropriate. Young lady wanted to be a business owner because of the environment and because of her own mother, who basically, she was watching her mother. So a lot of times children don't have that opportunity to see other than what they see. So sometimes it may be, and that's where I say adults come in, but you have to come in understanding where they are.
Right. Correct. You know, I love that you mentioned the difficulty, because it is, because what they have access to. We can't control everything. We can't be everywhere.
Right.
And even as someone who's 23 years old now these children have more access to things I don't even know about. Um,
Mm.
and unfortunately, we can't control everything they see. And sometimes it's for the better. They expose themselves to things that maybe we haven't seen, and we want to learn more about it. Um, but it is true what you say. It's they are only a creation of what their environment is. Um, when I was working with youth, some youth that were more aggressive than the other kids, I
Mhm,
understood where
mhm.
they were growing up from. I knew
Mhm.
I knew the household they were coming from,
Right.
and all the other kids are like, oh, they're mean, they're this and that. And it's
Yeah.
like they don't want to be that way. It's just how
Right.
they were conditioned. It's what they were
Right.
exposed to. This is what this is how they should react in their
Exactly.
brain. This is it's their reaction.
Mhm.
And I think what's important and what you're doing is you're showing them that, okay, you're accepting them for who they are, but you're slowly transforming them into what they could be, and let them explore the potential, but don't change who they are. They can remain
Right.
their authentic selves,
Right.
but you're just trying to show them better.
Exactly. Because everybody, every child, most of them, I will say, regardless of their behavior, they're a gem. They may not have someone in their life to tell them that, because a lot of times when they act out, that's the behavior that we see. We label them by their behavior. You know, I believe when I really started being an advocate for bullying, I like to help the bully as well, because I feel as though to get to a problem, you have to get to the root.
Correct.
And in order to get to the root, why is that child bullying other people? There's a reason. And most of the time, it's because of something within them that they're dealing with. So, you know, that's my motto. If you're going to stop something, you have to get to the root,
Hmm.
and it takes time. You know, I find that a lot of times we're putting kids on medication because they act out. But
Hmm.
that's only putting a band-aid on the situation. Sometimes what they need is a different direction, a different way to learn. They may be very active because of their chemical imbalance, possibly something that they may not necessarily control, but it takes somebody to understand their situation and have patience.
Hmm.
And and one thing I will say too, Gio, everybody is not meant to work with young people.
Hmm. It's no easy task because you have to dig. You have to
Mhm.
dig to the root, like you said. It's no easy task.
No, it's
Young
not.
people are very quick to say that the young people are this, young people are that. I can't deal with young people. They're so disrespectful, but you just don't understand their story. You
Right.
don't know what they're going through. And especially during this time with the pandemic, them going
Mhm.
to school, back home, to school, back home, knowing that bullying comes in many forms. It's not just verbal and physical, now it's cyber. Um, what they're exposed to. You know, again, we don't have access to all that, and we want to protect them. Um, wow, it's powerful, especially with the way you write. You know, you write in a way so that everybody can feel you, but you also want to evoke emotion. When when were you inspired to start writing?
When I got sent to my room on punishment.
That's when everybody gets inspired. That's when you game plan everything. When I got sent to my room,
Yeah,
I game planned
yeah,
my escape and everything. I just started.
right. I basically did not like my world, and I wanted a different world. So I started making up characters that I could have them to do the fun things that I would like to have done. I wanted to have different parents, so my characters didn't have the parents that I had, because I felt like my mother was mean, and my mother wasn't mean. My mother was just strict. And certain things, I don't even know why I got sent to my room, but after being sent to my room so much, I was having fun in my room, all by myself, writing and reading. That's what I love to do. So, and then I didn't think anybody would ever be interested in reading what I wrote. So I kept it hidden, especially when my mother fussed at me about writing, because, you know, I didn't come from, my parents are older, and I didn't come from someone who thought the arts was important or made it wasn't educational. So it came within. As I said, I'm a Christian, so God was speaking to me, and He was cultivating me as a young age. There is a reason why I am special. And God was using me even as a young child and cultivating the arts in me, with music, directing the choir, doing plays as a child, acting. I was acting more at that point. Just being a different type of child. And evidently, because of the Holy Spirit, which is God's spirit, he basically was speaking to me, speaking to my heart through my activities. So can't say I acknowledge it no more than how I acted. I was a little girl sitting on the floor, they said, directing the choir, pretending to be the choir director. So I was doing all these things as a kid, as a child, not knowing no more than it was fun and something that I enjoyed to do.
What I always like to say is, we find blessings in our misfortunes, and when growing up, our misfortunes was getting sent to our room. But I always like to say that we're vessels of greatness. We find our gifts probably at the most random moments.
I agree. Yeah.
And you found writing, and I think it's great because you remind me of my professor when I was in Kutztown. She's also from Philadelphia,
Okay.
Dr. Alicia Black. She's an amazing woman. She's a very powerful woman. She was a writer, and every time she would tell her story about writing, but what got me interested about writing and how she did it, because she had a brain condition. So she wasn't expected to live to a certain age, and she would always share those stories. She was a storyteller, and this is why I loved her class.
Okay.
But when she talked about writing, she talked about it in a way that everybody's capable of doing it. And the thing with being an author, there's this misconception that it's impossible. Only the select few, the elite, can write a book. But I have seen so many people just find passion in writing because they just wrote about their life, what they're passionate about, or just a couple poems that they put in a book that they thought they couldn't get published. In your case, you thought nobody else wanted to read what you had to say, but you're a best-selling author.
How about that?
And that's what inspires me right now with me about to release my book. I'm thinking right now, I don't think nobody's gonna read that, but eventually someone will pick it up and someone will open it and it will guide them. It's a guide, I like to call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just blows my mind.
And and my thing is, what I'm thinking as you're saying that, we think that people are not going to read it mainly because of the circle that we are. But it may not be for them. And that's what I learned. It talks about Jesus not being welcomed in his own home. He, of course, came for the whole world, but everybody did not receive him. We're assigned to different areas, different regions, different nationalities. It may not be our own, different genders, different lifestyles. Not being taught that, and I had to learn that I may not be for my family. Doesn't stop them from loving me. It doesn't stop them from being me, but they may not be my support team. Right. I may have to go outside because my awards came from Texas. They found out about me. I didn't know them. And they summoned me, basically. They had me brought to Texas. They set me up in a hotel. I was there for 2 weeks, Gio, having a good old time. They told me I could stay as long as I wanted to. And y'all didn't have to tell me that. You don't have to tell me twice. The ceremony was one day, and it was for the weekend. But I stayed for 2 weeks. And I brought home 2 heavy glass trophies with my name on it. One for memoir and the other one, guess what? For People's Choice. Beautiful. To God be the glory.
Wow. Things go bigger in Texas, y'all. That's just a huge accomplishment. And the fact that you brought up, your awards, because that's when I started following you. I think that's when we became friends. I was like,
Okay.
this woman is doing great things and has purple hair. And it's so positive. And it's just continue to move and just continues to inspire to not only herself, but she just wants to continue giving. Because I believe our gifts, when we have gifts, we got to share them. We
Yes.
can't keep them within ourselves because someone else in the world needs them. And I'm all about accessibility.
Exactly.
We can't keep our gifts within ourselves.
Right. Absolutely.
Because
And
then
I have reached a lot of people outside of USA. I used to be marketing online.
Oh,
And some people have not seen me with my Facebook Lives. And that's somehow the people for me, because I do Facebook Lives and I start out with, come on in, slide on in, fly on in, come on in. And that drew people for me saying, come on in, slide on in, jump on in. Valerie Stansel drew, I've been on her thing, and she was like, who is this woman with purple hair talking about come on in, fly on in? And it drew attention. So I made that to be my slogan, come on in.
that's awesome. And you put a smile on my face when you said Valerie, because she's gonna be on this show. She's gonna be on the show very soon. And wow, that's powerful. That's hitting me hard. That's just, and I know when I came up with my message, Go Inspire Others, which is my name, GIO, words are powerful. That's what I'm just trying to say. Words are powerful. And when they come out of you and it means something, because all words have value, and it weighs heavy. But when that thing starts clicking and it becomes you, your words start attaching to you. That's what people recognize you for. Wow, that's amazing. Lynda, we're reaching at the end of the show, and this is probably one of the best conversations I had in 2022 with the return of the Pizza Time Chronicles, because people have been begging for it, but this is why we do it, to not only educate you, but to expose you to amazing people that you may not know. And everybody should know Lynda.
They should, and they will.
They should. They will. You better finish this episode.
Yes, indeed, they will.
Well, Lynda, I have one more question, because this whole show was built around pizza, as you can see. I wanted to ask you one final question. I ask all my guests this: what is your favorite pizza, and where is that pizza from?
Oh, there used to be a Memos. I don't know if they're still active. I don't eat it too much because I'm treated for diabetes. I'm not supposed to eat it.
You gotta treat yourself still.
But every now and then I do have a treat. And sometimes it's pizza. And I like sausage on the top of mine.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. Great. You're like DJ Milk D. He also likes sausage pizza.
Does he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was just on the show. That man's amazing. Everybody's been amazing.
I have to check it out.
Yes, everybody has been amazing on this show. I'm gonna close it out, but I want you after I close it out to send everybody a positive message, as you've been doing this entire episode. Everybody, you already know what's gonna come out my mouth. Everybody, you can't get too lost in the pizza sauce, because see, that's too much sodium. Lynda, send everybody out.
Okie dokie. Just want to say my book, Surviving on Broken Pieces, is my memoir, and it's available on Amazon. It's about my life from pain into purpose. Hope to see you guys soon. And I thank you, Gio, for the opportunity. You're an amazing young man.
Thank you. Links will be in the bio. You already know what to do. Buy the book today.